in the quietest corner of the forest, where brambles grew thick and moonlight barely slipped through, lived a small grey bunny named Lumen. She was the shyest of her burrow mates, always the last to hop out at dusk, her ears flattened and her eyes wide at every rustle in the leaves. The other rabbits laughed and chased fireflies or nibbled on sweet clover under the vast open sky. But Lumen preferred the edges of things. The cool shadow of a fern, the safe shelter of a hollow log. The world just felt too loud, too bright, too big for a little bunny like her. One late summer evening, after a particularly scary day spent hiding from a passing fox, Lumen found herself wandering farther than she ever had before. Her small, quiet paws carried her through tangles of wild rose bushes and past a giant fallen oak tree, its roots forming a natural archway. Beyond it lay a meadow that no rabbit trail had ever marked. It was a secret place, cupped like a gentle palm between rolling hills, completely hidden even from the stars above. As twilight deepened into a soft velvet black, the grass itself began to wake. At first, it was just a few faint flickers, like someone had spilled a handful of fallen stars onto the ground. Then more appeared, and more, until the entire meadow shimmered with hundreds and no thousands of tiny glowworms. Each one clung to a single blade of grass, their soft blue-green lights pulsing in a gentle, calming rhythm. They weren't bright and frantic like the fireflies. They simply glowed, warm and steady, turning the ordinary field into a living constellation laid flat upon the earth. Lumen froze at the edge, her whiskers trembling with awe. She had never seen anything so quiet and so profoundly beautiful. No creature moved to chase her away. No sound broke the absolute stillness except for the faintest, softest hum. It was a lullaby so subtle it might have been the breathing of the night itself. The glowworms didn't speak with words. They didn't need to. Their light was their language, and their gentle hum was their collective heartbeat. Her own heart thumping, Lumen took one cautious hop forward, then another. The grass felt cool and springy beneath her paws. She lowered herself slowly, her belly touching the ground, until she lay right among them. The little lights encircled her like a necklace made of stars. Up close, she could see their tiny, translucent bodies, each one a living lantern, no bigger than a morning dewdrop. The warmth of their collective glow seemed to seep right into her fur. It felt like sunlight remembered in the dark, like being wrapped in the softest moss blanket after a long, cold rain. That gentle hum wrapped around her too, rising and falling in soothing waves, slowing her racing pulse until it matched their peaceful rhythm, one by one. As the hours slipped quietly past, the glowworms began to dim. It wasn't all at once, but gently, like candles being blown out by a patient, silent breath. First, the farthest ones softened to a mere whisper of light. Then those nearer, until only a handful remained glowing closest to Lumen. They pulsed slower now, as if they were singing her a final, personal goodnight. She tucked her nose under her paw, her long ears finally relaxed for the first time in forever. The very last glowworm, nestled near her cheek, gave one final, tender flicker, just bright enough to touch her whiskers with pale green light tanned. Then it quietly went dark, in that perfect, peaceful hush, surrounded by sleeping lights and the sweet scent of night-damp grass. Lumen closed her eyes. For once, she did not listen for danger. She simply let herself be held by the meadow's quiet magic, and under the gentle watch of 1,000 tiny stars that had chosen to rest right beside her. The shy bunny slept more deeply and more peacefully than she ever had before. From that night on, whenever the forest felt too heavy or the shadows seemed too sharp and menacing, Loman would find her way back to her secret garden. The glowworms never failed her. They asked for nothing in return. They simply glowed, hummed their soothing lullaby, and reminded her that even the smallest, quietest beings could light up the darkest nights. And sometimes the safest place to be is exactly where you are allowed to rest without needing to say a single word.